I'm going to tell you guys a story why I do my makeup. So one of the biggest questions I get is, will I fully heal from mast cell activation syndrome or histamine intolerance, mold illness, some of the things that I have personally dealt with? So my story is this. I have always felt off. I knew there was something going on. It wasn't until later in my life I realized it was mast cell activation syndrome. I had terrible histamine intolerance because of it. I got into a really bad flare. I'm not a good multitasker, but I'm going to try this. I got into a really bad flare when I was married and I could barely function. So I couldn't walk to the bathroom really alone sometimes. I couldn't drive. I couldn't live a normal life. And it took me getting out of a relationship, out of mold, working on, gut health, my nervous system, all of the things that it takes to get better. But the question is, do you ever flare up? People ask me all the time, what can you do? Like, what does your life look like now? Well, I'm going to give you an example. My life looks really good most of the time, but I just had a flight to Ireland. I've been planning this trip for at least 6 months. And our flight got delayed multiple times. Wow, this is coming on way too dark. Sorry. Our flight got delayed multiple times. We ended up in the airport for probably 12 hours or so. Anyone who's sensitive knows this is very hard. It's very hard on anyone. It's very hard when you have something like mast cell activation syndrome, right? So then our flight gets canceled. We get to a hotel at like 2 a.m. That hotel has mold. So I had to leave immediately. And it's embarrassing because I'm with people who it's an inconvenience to everybody, but I had to. I couldn't even sit in the lobby. I could tell immediately that it had mold. So it's hard. And if you're not that person, it's hard. Trust me, you guys are annoyed. We're more annoyed with our own selves and our body. So anyway, the next day we had only slept for like 3 hours and everyone's ready to drive to another airport that's hours away and get on another plane. It was going to be an 18-hour flight, only be there for 3 days, and a 25-hour flight on the way back. And as much as I wanted to go, I had to check in with myself. I was not okay. I was already not okay from what I had experienced so far. And I knew if I got on that plane that I would really regret it because my body is not cut out for stuff like that. So I'm home and everyone else is in Ireland and it sucks, but I know that I listen to my body. And it's not always like this. I have really good life and I do a lot of things, but I just want you to know that if you have this type of stuff happen to you, you listen to your body, and number one. Number two, you're not alone. And healing is up and down. I'm still healing. And when you have something like this, you have to just know you're going to be sensitive. And sometimes you're not going to be able to do the same things that everybody else can do. And as long as you listen to your body, you're going to be okay, because I'm okay now. But I know if I would have went on this trip, I wouldn't have been okay. So this is what my life looks like. Everyone asks, what does your life look like? It looks like this. Some days are great. Most days are great. But sometimes there are setbacks like this. So I hope that this helps. I hope that you feel like, okay, this isn't just me. This is how it is. And send this to someone who maybe is struggling.